Alright, what's going on guys, it's Lone Courier here, and I'm here to give you guys my first impressions on the Battlefield 1 beta. So I'm just going to say right now that I did manage to get in yesterday and play some of the early access stuff, you know, with the Battlefield Insider codes. So overall, in the amount of time that I've had access to it, I've probably played about 5 or so hours of it. I haven't exactly played like 20 plus hours or anything yet. I've put in maybe 5 or so hours. And obviously there was that massive server outage as well, so that was a bit of an issue which happened yesterday by the time you're watching this video. So I've played this, you know, for about 5 hours or so I feel like I've got a bit of a valid opinion on it. This isn't a review or anything like that, this is just my first impressions, because I'm not going to do a review or anything on the first fucking day of a beta. You know, I'm just going to say that right now. Anybody that does a review within the first day is kind of just decepting their viewers, because, well, you can't review something after playing it for a day. And chances are they've not even put a day into the game. So, yeah, as per usual, I've left until I put enough time into it to actually form an opinion on it, because I don't exactly like forcing out a video as soon as something like appears, because then you end up having some half-formed opinions and those might change. So yes, first things first, there was that massive DDoS attack on the EA servers yesterday, which is an absolute fucking joke. There's absolutely no excuse on EA's part for that. That is just having poor server security, managing to get DDoS by these fucking retards from, Christ, what were they calling him? Is it Poodle Corp or something? Yeah, those fucking basement dwelling nerds. Yeah, those cunts definitely need to go and get laid or get a fucking life or something like. So, yeah. Other than getting DDoS, this has been pretty good so far. There is a couple of issues with this beta so far. I'd say one is definitely the map they've chosen. Sinai Desert isn't a bad map. The village area of the map is actually pretty damn fun. It's just the map is too big, and EA have actually, well, DICE have actually came out and said that this is one of the biggest maps they've ever made, if not the biggest. I'm pretty sure they said in one of their videos, and that's not what people want to play for the beta. I mean, sure, it's Battlefield, so the bigger the better in terms of maps, but that's not always true, because you've given us this absolutely huge map, and it's not very good for everybody to play, because unless you're in a vehicle, this map is, yeah, it's hard to play on. If you stick to the village area, you're going to get on just fine playing as an infantry soldier, but if you're trying to move through the other parts of the map, you're just going to get slaughtered by tanks, bombers, horses, jeeps, stuff like that, you know? It's stupid that they even thought of making a map this big. Now, I'm not saying make Call of Duty size small maps or anything. I believe that you still can make a good big map, but the thing is, this map, it's just too big. The amount of space between each objective is ridiculous. Like, I'm not gonna lie here, but the space between C flag and B flag is probably enough room to fit a Call of Duty map into. In fact, you could possibly even fit 2 Call of Duty maps in that space. That's how big the area is. Yeah, it's probably the size of Combine, to be honest. The space between C flag and B flag is probably the length of Combine from Black Ops 3, to be honest. I'm not meaning to compare COD and Battlefield constantly, but you know, they're the two main competitors this year for best FPS of the year. Of course, you've got Titanfall 2 there as well, but Titanfall 2, it's not as much of a behemoth of a game as Battlefield or Call of Duty are. I mean, Titanfall, sure, I love Titanfall and all, but it's just not a behemoth, and that's what Battlefield and Call of Duty are. When it comes to marketing, both games have had an equal amount of marketing. Battlefield's had a little bit more because they've actually cracked down on the early access footage that there's been so far, whereas Call of Duty have been absolute radio silence this year and have announced absolutely nothing. They've released absolutely barely any footage, and yeah. So Battlefield's definitely beating COD this year when it comes to marketing and hype. But the question on everybody's mind is Battlefield 1 going to beat Call of Duty this year? I'm just going to say this right now, I don't think so. And before everybody starts getting triggered and disliking the video, hear me out. There's one reason already, the massive DDoS attack on the server. Now you could say, well, that could happen to Call of Duty. Sure, it could happen to Call of Duty, but it happened to Battlefield. That's crippled it, you know? Everybody's probably going to remember that DDoS attack on the Battlefield 1 beta. People are probably going to remember that. And the fact that it was a successful DDoS attack. I mean, out of all the games, if they did that to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare this year, it would probably cripple the game before launch, the fact that it got DDoS. But it happened to Battlefield, and it seems that they've taken it in their stride. But it's still, yeah, there's still no excuse for getting DDoS, especially when you're a big AAA publisher such as EA. You'd expect some better server security right there. But the gameplay so far has been very impressive. I'm just going to say right now, it's not much of a step up from Battlefield 4, however. If you're a big Battlefield 4 fan, you're going to feel familiar with this game. Not much has actually changed, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game, because nothing has changed. It can still be a good game, no matter what has changed. Call of Duty, you know, some of those games have barely ever changed, and sometimes they're good. Obviously they're mostly bad, but sometimes Call of Duty is actually pretty good. Battlefield in this case, it hasn't changed much from Battlefield 4. In this case, I do quite like the new World War I setting, and that always was a bit of a concern for me, because I heard the rumours of a Battlefield 1 Battlefield being set in World War I. I heard those rumours months before Battlefield 1 was even confirmed, and that was always the one thing at the top of my mind, just how are they actually going to pull off World War I successfully? Are they going to go for historical accuracy, or are they going to go for a more fun gameplay? And obviously this time they've went for a more fun kind of gameplay, and I respect them for that. It's definitely better having more fun than historical accuracy in a game like this, because yeah, Battlefield 1, it's obviously set in World War I, and they've limited themselves in terms of weapons right there. Obviously, there's a step down in the usual kind of gadgets that you'd have from, like, Battlefield 4, which you'd have a shit ton. You know, you'd have like the flashlight, you'd have the red dot sight, you'd have the laser sight, you'd have the angled foregrip, you'd have the nade launchers, you know, all that sort of stuff. You'd have silencers, muzzle brakes, all that sort of stuff. And well, you don't in World War I. the main gadget you get for your gun is just a bayonet, and I quite like the simplicity involved in this game. You know, the bayonet charges are fucking awesome, can't get enough of them, and just the way the guns are a lot more stripped back is definitely cool. I do actually like having a more simplistic game, to be honest. It's way better the way it is, you know. I kind of like it more than Battlefield 4 because it's a lot more simple. With that said, however, there's a couple of things I want to talk about right now, and that's going to be the elite classes you get. Obviously you get the flamethrower dude, which is the only one I've managed to get my hands on so far. There is the tank hunter, and there is also the big motherfucker with the armor and the big massive MG machine gun. I'm not too sure, is it an MG08? Something like that, I can't remember the exact name of it, but the flamethrower dude is fucking badass. He's seriously awesome. This dude basically runs around with a gas mask and a flamethrower. You get a gas mask, a flamethrower, and one nade, and that's all you get with him. Whereas obviously the machine gun guy gets the heavy armor, and he also gets the machine gun, but he's invulnerable to gas grenades, whereas the flamethrower dude is basically just invulnerable to headshots or explosions. So it's kind of cool how each one of them has their own weakness. I got slaughtered by the machine gun dude earlier, you know, after trying to shoot at him, but luckily I managed to drop a gas grenade just before I died, and I maybe got 1 point of health down on him, and that gas grenade killed him instantly. And it's like, dude, that's fucking awesome right there, how they've each got their own specific weakness. The flamethrower guy, it's not as OP as you might think. A lot of people are like, oh, well that sounds OP as fuck, because a lot of that comes from Call of Duty fans, you know, because this year in Black Ops 3 there's the specialist called Firebreak, and he runs around with his flamethrower called the Purifier. And in the case of the Purifier, as soon as you light someone up, they're instantly dead, and you know, it has got limited range on that flamethrower, but there's no such thing as fire damage. If you fire it onto the ground and you walk into that fire, it won't hurt you, and it definitely does in Battlefield 1. So it's cool the way that they've actually balanced these classes, because I was like, how are they actually going to do it? But they've done it successfully. So that's something that's quite cool there. And plus there's nothing more badass than just running around with a flamethrower, setting all these dudes on fire, man. It's fucking awesome. Next thing I definitely want to talk about is the snipers. The snipers in this game are absolutely insane, just due to the fact that the map is so huge. Everybody snipes, basically. The main area that you're going to be safe in is the village. You're going to be relatively safe from snipers there. That is unless somebody pulls a tank into the village and starts shelling the shit out of every single building. But as long as the buildings are intact, then there's no going to be any worries about snipers. But there is a lot of snipers on this game, and that is something that kind of does annoy me, because, you know, you've just got these fucking snipers sitting up the back of the map. You know, they're not really contributing to the team. They're just lone wolfing it, getting a couple of kills. They're not really trying to bother capturing objectives. You know, half of them, they don't even try and cap the home flag. Well, you know, the flag closest to where you spawn, they just instantly run for their camping spot. And it's like, yeah, fuck you. You know, it's like that in Call of Duty as well, trust me. You know, you get these fucking snipers, they never cap objectives, they just want to do their own thing. They're like, I'm going to run off and I'm going to get a fucking quad feed, I'm going to join phase. Just kidding, but snipers are pretty annoying. Depends, because sometimes you get some of them who will cap flags, but a lot of the time, a lot of them just camp. And one thing that has been kind of annoying so far is the Call of Duty players that are all migrating over onto Battlefield 1 right now. None of them seem to understand the classes that they play as. None of them understand that the assault class carries anti-tank grenades. None of them seem to understand that support can deploy ammo packs for the whole team. And none of them seem to understand that the medic class can actually revive people. And that right there is goddamn annoying. Because if I can actually find it on my hard drive, I'll show you a bit of gameplay right here. I'm chasing after this guy, I've got 14 bullets left, this dickhead is not putting down ammo. And it's either he doesn't understand that I need ammo, or he doesn't understand he's playing as support. And it's kind of funny, because it's like, dude, you're playing as support, I see the big fucking LMG in your hand, put down some ammo, I need some. And he's just standing there like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'd rather be playing Call of Duty right now. It's like, fuck's sake, dude. You know, if Battlefield's going to have to do it, please just put up some tips when you choose one of these classes, that you have ammo packs, you have health packs, because you get some of these players that are either using medic or a support class, and none of them seem to put ammo or health down. And don't get me started on the medics, none of them bother reviving people. Seriously, none of them revive people. You know, if you see that you're gonna, if you die, right, you can either choose to sign that you need to revive, or speed up your respawn time. And basically, the more sensible decision is to just speed up your respawn time and spawn elsewhere, because the medic is never going to fucking revive you. Unless you're playing with someone that is a Battlefield fan and a Battlefield player, and they understand that you need to be revived, you're not going to get revived, because no fucking kid seems to understand it, or nobody wants to. I don't fucking know, nobody seems to revive each other. It's really annoying. You know, it's like you're playing Battlefield and you are playing as the medic class. Medic. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, that means you go around reviving people. Yeah, good fucking job, dull cunt. And yeah, it's just annoying, man. I mean, another thing with the medic classes that makes the medic class a little bit more useless is the fact that they have medium range weapons. And a lot of the time you're going to have to be healing people in the village. So that means that they're going to be fighting at close quarters and you're trying to charge in with a medium range rifle. And obviously your weapon isn't going to be doing very good at close range because it's a rifle, not an SMG. So if there's one thing I would recommend for the medic classes, it's to give them a more balanced weapon that's not a rifle or so, if you understand what I'm saying here. Give them possibly even an SMG. That would make sense, because obviously if you're going to be the medic, you need to be pushing up with your team, supporting them, putting down health, reviving people. But if you have a medium range rifle, you can't do that, because if you're trying to use your weapon as effectively as you can, you're going to be sitting quite far back from the action, which means you can't catch up to people in time to actually revive them. It's just a word right there. You know, if there's one thing to improve the medic class, it's definitely adjust the weapons that they have. But so far, I've not really got many major complaints about the game. I mean, other than the tanks being pretty damn annoying, it's just another Battlefield game, which kind of means that the game gets a little bit boring at times. And yeah, it does kind of get boring at times if you're playing solo. Battlefield, I've always said this about Battlefield. Battlefield is a game for co-op. It's not really a game for playing solo. If you're going to be playing this multiplayer, I definitely recommend going into it with friends. You're going to enjoy it a lot more. And plus with Battlefield, just the nature of Battlefield is it's a lot, just a slower game. You know, there's a lot of time where you're not fighting. There's a lot of in-between times. You know, it's kind of like Rainbow Six Siege in that sense. There's a lot of time where you're not fighting, you're not in combat, you're just moving. Obviously in Rainbow Six Siege you're just holding off the room that you're in, but in this case there's a lot of time where you're not fighting anybody, you're just moving from objective to objective, and obviously with that it's a lot more interesting and fun to play it with other players, because, well, like party chat or something, because you've obviously got people to talk to, you know, and you're not just sitting there on your own running from objective to objective, which kind of gets a little bit boring at times. But yeah, that's generally not a complaint. It's just a piece of advice right there. You're going to enjoy this game a whole lot more if you go into it with friends. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I know it's been a 15-minute long video, but Battlefield is quite an in-depth game, and I felt like going a little bit in-depth for this video rather than just saying a couple of things. And plus the fact that I'm away in Florida right now, I kind of felt like giving you guys a longer video because, well, I'm going to be away for quite a while and I won't be able to upload as constantly as I used to, which was every 2 days or so. So I might be able to upload maybe a couple times when I'm away. But I felt like giving you guys a longer video just since I'm away and there's not exactly much I can do to give you more videos. So yeah, decided to give you a 15-minute long video and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.